under the lights on Sunday night.
Thank you. On a cold night at the foot of the Rockies, EA Sports coverage of the... And off we go from Denver. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So here are the Vikings set to go to work, and they're led by the leading passer in the NFC a season ago. Now in his 12th year, 6th as a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie. One of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
Second down, Cousins. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Trying to find Jordan Addison that time. But now it's third down. And despite injuries like these, Charles, with these guys missing, they've been able to keep that pursuit of perfection alive so far.
That just shows the depth that they have on the roster and the guys who are serious about being ready when their number is called. Someone goes down, someone jumps in, and they don't skip a beat. I think this team has a bunch of those guys, and some of them will be called out again this week.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll be taken down at about the 45. This defense for the Broncos, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 42-yard line. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. When you look at this Bronco defense, this unit coming into this one ranked number 20 against the pass in the NFL.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make, because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get on a roll or to chip away their time.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. Throwing, Cousins. And that is incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Well, the Broncos offense gets set to go to work, and at the helm in his 2nd season wearing orange and blue, Russell Wilson.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. The first carry now. This is Williams. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, this is their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
10 more there and another first down. Again, it's Williams. The numbers on the ground for Williams a week ago. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. On third down, Wilson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week, but they failed on that third down play. That brings up fourth down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. On the return is Osborne. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Now Cousins. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. And he's got this to Jefferson. Across midfield, he's on his way. Justin Jefferson, touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. From his end zone, here's Tremont Smith. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The offense getting set again. We spotlight Javonte Williams, the running back. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down. Here's Wilson to throw. This pass caught by Hamler. Over 30 yards there. And 1st downs on 3 consecutive plays now.
That's a real nice job right there. Working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the
after 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Williams diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. There's a glimpse of Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver, as he and the Minnesota Vikings return back here on offense. And CD, assuming he stays healthy, assuming the health, should get to that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily.
And the best part of what he's done so far is it allows him and the team to relax their pursuit a little bit. Meaning, if they just have normal games, they'll get to the 1,000-yard mark. They don't have to force anything. But one of the reasons he's having the year he's having is what I call route running arrogance. They think there's no one that can cover them, no matter how many people are put in his direction. It just doesn't matter. He's going to find a way to beat them. And so far this year, he's done exactly that.
He sure has. They'll run it. Here's Cook. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. They'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain Night, and it's a good one. Here's Smith to return it. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we would be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
On second down, Williams. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
From the 34-yard line, here's second and a couple. From the gun, it's Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced them to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
Now Wilson changing the play.
Now Wilson on 1st and 10. Throw to the right, caught by Dulcich. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown.
Javonte Williams
With touchdown number 20 on the year, and the Broncos have taken the lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Cousins on 1st down. And complete, right side to Cook. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Cousins trying to get his guys up to the line of scrimmage quickly.
Cousins throw pulled in by Jefferson.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. To throw, Cousins. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he will have a Vikings 1st down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. 1st down, here's Cousins. Addison hauls it in. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brendan, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
To Jefferson on the slant. And Jefferson's going to have the Vikings 1st down as the tackle made at the 31-yard line.
Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the 1st half.
And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, but it's 2nd down.
To the air again, it's Cousins.
Throw left side, and Osborne has it.
And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 15-yard line. From the red zone now, Cousins. Touchdown, Vikings!
K.J. Osborne.
In the final seconds of the 1st half.
And the Vikings have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. Tremont Smith. And he will score. Touchdown, Broncos.
Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play.
So we're halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They are working on that very impressive 9-game win streak, looking to get it to 10 as they've got the lead here, 1st and 10. They start the second half here with Williams. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
61 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run it again with Williams. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Denver has the first down. The play going for 15 yards. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by the defense in front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that game.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. The Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. The busy night continues for Williams. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
Javonte Williams. That's rushing touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And a lead now up to 14. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense, they've got their helmets back on, and they're ready for this next series.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. How many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches.
Off the play fake, Cousins. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
And now they'll stop play here at least momentarily. And remember, the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Play action now. Cousins. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson.
And he will have a Vikings first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
On play action, Cousins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
2nd and 10 now. Third quarter action in Denver.
Play fake. Cousins. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
DJ Jones.
Coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9.
Well, this is where the mile-high air really starts to affect an opposing offense. Guys moving a bit slowly here. It's 3rd and long.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
And here's Ryan Wright now
as he's on to punt for Minnesota.
That's returnable now for Smith. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And they will take over 1st and 10. Denver Broncos back out there. Former Tar Heel Javonte Williams, we shine the spotlight on him.
The Yeoman's effort on that last drive. 7 carries, got the touchdown as well. And the O-line probably got a little extra oxygen on the side. And now nothing but green ahead of him. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who is shaken up.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
They'll stay on the ground with Williams.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams.
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
Here we go with Williams. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. Welcome back now to Denver. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th. They'll try and run. This is Williams. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Javonte Williams.
A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Broncos add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Call that a very strong gain of 24.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Throwing is Cousins. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And he is out of bounds is, but not before he's inside the 30. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And this is not going to work as planned. He's going to be met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Caden Stearns. And the Broncos are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. Now Osborne to return it. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
At their own 40-yard line.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. They'll dump this off to Cook. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And it'll be 2nd and a couple. Cousins. His throw incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A 1st down throw for Cousins. And his throw is incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Cousins now on 2nd down. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 32-yard line. Meanwhile, Cousins, and the throw here caught by Addison. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Again, it's Cousins. Looking for Addison again, and he's got him again. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Cousins to throw it. Throw to the right, hauled in by Addison. Touchdown! Jordan Addison from 19 yards away. And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And the lead will be cut down to 14. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Broncos are able to recover, and that should just about wrap this one up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go.
And Williams is going to pick up a Broncos first down as the tackle made at the 31-yard line.
The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
Moore able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. One last shot now for Cousins. And the Broncos get there and take him down.
A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but it's fun to watch these offenses. They were...
Here we go, bucket off the pick and roll. Gotta go, we don't move it scary. Last time a shed a tear, that when Prince died. Cause if we rockin', then you know we rockin' like a Slipknot. See, this ain't basketball at halftime. We on switch sides. She thinks she love me, but she fell in love with my rich side. I got it for less. Flip that, then I got on a check. Dispatch, then we go on a race. Switch it up if that other place. Mix it up, got a lot on my plate. Got the broccoli and cheese with the beef on the side. This ain't no regular steak. No one wrong way. Richer than me. This ain't up for debate. You out of love. Maybach, lay back, matte black. Just to on your truck. Now I'm in the AMG with the all black tint. They don't know it's me, but they got a little hint. How you worry about it when you can't pay rent? I've been there. Lago and Bowie, I went there. Off of MLK, used to live there. Basketball on the tier, used to win there. Up in the cell at 17. Back in jail with no bail at 19. Up the road with the life is at 20. Made my first 100,000 at 23. Now who is he or who is she to speak on my name when you ain't me? Why they talking I'm overseas? Biggie Smalls when I move it was all a dream. Keep on talking and pump me up. Call me lucky, I guess I got dummy luck. Give it a play and then it is time. Better believe we gon' it up. Hey, he might stitch on YouTube. Say that you was up and put that on YouTube. Why you always rapping about it? Did you do? Why you always rapping about it? Did you do?